Can I uncover the truth behind what's really going on with Jamal Bryant? Jamal Bryant is a name that resonates with many people, especially in religious and faith-based communities. As a prominent pastor and public religious figure, he has built a significant following over the years. Through sermons, community initiatives, and public appearances, his influence has extended far beyond a single congregation. But with influence often comes attention, and attention sometimes brings controversy, speculation, and differing opinions. In this video, we're going to explore the various narratives surrounding Jamal Bryant, looking closely at the discussions that continue to shape how the public sees him today. The goal is not to rush to judgment, but rather to examine the complexities of his public image and understand why opinions about him can vary so widely. Understanding Jamal Bryant's public image is not always straightforward. Conflicting reports and circulating rumors have often painted very different pictures of who he is and what he represents. For some people, he is viewed as an inspiring leader whose messages have encouraged faith, resilience, and social engagement. For others, questions have been raised about certain decisions and moments throughout his career. This mix of admiration and criticism has created a complicated narrative. The scrutiny that comes with being a public religious figure adds another layer of complexity. Leaders who speak to large audiences often find their actions examined closely, and Jamal Bryant is no exception. As a result, separating reality from speculation can sometimes become difficult. The line between truth and rumor can blur quickly, especially in the digital age where information travels rapidly across social media and online platforms. Stories can grow, shift, and change depending on who is sharing them and how they are interpreted. In situations like this, it becomes important to step back and look at the broader context. One of the aspects of Jamal Bryant's career that has generated considerable discussion is his rise to prominence. His journey into ministry and public leadership did not happen overnight. Over time, his sermons, leadership style, and presence within the religious community helped him build a large and dedicated following. Many supporters view him as a charismatic communicator who has the ability to connect with audiences in meaningful ways. His messages often address faith, personal growth, and social issues, which has resonated strongly with many listeners. For these supporters, Jamal Bryant represents a modern voice in ministry who speaks to contemporary challenges. At the same time, others have expressed curiosity or concern about the methods used to build and maintain such a large following. Questions about leadership approaches, decision-making, and public statements have occasionally become part of the conversation surrounding him. These questions do not always have simple answers, but they contribute to the broader dialogue about his role as a public figure. There have also been moments in his career where documented events sparked significant debate. Different individuals have interpreted these events in different ways. Some people believe the events demonstrate resilience and growth, while others see them as moments that require deeper reflection. These varying perspectives highlight how complex public narratives can become. When an influential figure is involved in widely discussed events, each observer may interpret what happened through their own experiences, beliefs, and expectations. Another period that has attracted considerable attention involves Jamal Bryant's participation in various high-profile events and discussions. These events have sometimes placed him directly in the center of public conversations. As with many public figures, the way these events were reported has played a major role in shaping public opinion. Different accounts of these events have emerged over time. Some portray him in a positive light, emphasizing leadership, advocacy, or community involvement. Others present a more critical perspective, focusing on controversies or disagreements that arose. Without taking a definitive position on those accounts, it is clear that such moments have significantly influenced how people perceive him. Public perception can shift quickly when widely discussed events occur, particularly when those events involve individuals with large platforms. The media environment also plays a role in shaping how these stories unfold. Headlines, commentary, and online discussions can amplify certain aspects of a story while minimizing others. As a result, audiences may encounter multiple versions of the same event depending on where they receive their information. This dynamic has contributed to the ongoing debate about Jamal Bryant's character and intentions. Supporters and critics alike continue to analyze the moments that have defined his public journey. Each perspective adds another layer to the complex narrative surrounding him. A key turning point in Jamal Bryant's public life came when certain revelations or developments significantly altered the way some members of the public viewed him. Moments like this can happen quickly and unexpectedly, often creating intense discussion. When revelations emerge, they tend to trigger reevaluation. People who once held one perspective may begin to reconsider their views, while others may feel their opinions have been confirmed. The result is often a surge of debate and conversation. In Jamal Bryant's case, this moment of heightened attention led many observers to look back at previous events and statements with renewed interest. Discussions intensified across social media platforms, community spaces, and public forums. The impact of such moments can be powerful. Public figures often find that their reputations shift rapidly in response to new information or renewed scrutiny. What once seemed settled can suddenly become the focus of fresh analysis. This shift in perception demonstrates how fluid public opinion can be. Influential leaders often find themselves navigating waves of support, criticism, and curiosity throughout their careers. Jamal Bryant's story illustrates how quickly narratives can evolve. Another factor that contributes to the complexity of his public image is the passionate nature of religious communities. Faith leaders often hold positions of deep trust and influence within their communities. Because of that trust, discussions about their actions or leadership can become particularly emotional. Supporters may feel strongly about defending leaders who have positively influenced their lives, while critics may believe that public figures should be held to high standards of accountability. Both perspectives can exist simultaneously, creating a dynamic environment of discussion. The role of social media has also amplified these conversations. Platforms allow supporters and critics alike to share opinions instantly with large audiences. While this can encourage open dialogue, it can also make it harder to distinguish between verified information and speculation. In the midst of all this conversation, one thing becomes clear: the truth about any public figure is rarely simple or one-dimensional. People are complex, and their public stories often reflect that complexity. Jamal Bryant's journey illustrates this point clearly. His career includes moments of influence, leadership, controversy, debate, and reflection. Each of these elements contributes to the broader narrative surrounding him. For observers trying to understand what is really going on, the challenge lies in looking beyond headlines and rumors to consider the full picture. That includes recognizing both the achievements and the criticisms that have shaped public perception. It also means acknowledging that different people will continue to interpret events in different ways. What one person views as inspiring leadership, another may view through a more critical lens. Both perspectives become part of the overall conversation. Ultimately, the complexities and differing viewpoints surrounding Jamal Bryant serve as a reminder that the concept of truth can be multifaceted. Public figures often become the subject of many narratives, and not all of those narratives may be completely accurate. His story demonstrates how reputation, influence, and public discussion interact in powerful ways. It also highlights the importance of thoughtful analysis when examining stories involving well-known individuals. As audiences, we are often drawn to dramatic headlines and sensational claims. However, understanding the full context behind those claims requires patience, critical thinking, and a willingness to consider multiple viewpoints. Jamal Bryant's public journey continues to evolve, and the conversations surrounding him will likely continue as well. Whether viewed through the lens of admiration, curiosity, or skepticism, his story remains an example of how complex public narratives can become. If you've made it this far, chances are you have your own thoughts about Jamal Bryant and the discussions surrounding him. Different perspectives are what keep conversations like this meaningful and engaging. We would love to hear what you think. Share your views and insights in the comments section below. Your perspective might help others see the story from a new angle. And if you're interested in exploring more discussions about public figures, their influence, and the stories that shape their reputations, don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives like this one. Thanks for the watching and subscribe.